Hello and welcome to the second match of the Geometry Dash Clan Tournament quarterfinals. Today we have ST vs FENT. I'm your host Trouble PKGD and I'm with my co-host FoxDemix, who'll be helping me commentate today. In today's match, we will be seeing players compete on Ruler of Everything by Hazel for 30 minutes, Alphabet X by Failure 444 for 15 minutes, and we'll be seeing Athantos by IIExenityII for an additional 15 minutes. Yeah, with all that said, we will be going over to our main overlay where we can see our players for this event, and FoxDemix is going to talk to these players real quick.
Alright, so starting with our players on the Void team, starting with Nanew, how do you feel about your practice and preparations for this match?
Well, it was a lot of practice. It's my first tournament match, so it's kind of like, you know, gotta get used to the whole nerves thing, playing past completion. But it was pretty fun. I feel good about it.
Awesome. Well, good luck in the match. Moving on to Spyrosh, how do you feel your practice has been going for this match?
Pretty good. I'm pretty confident.
Awesome.
This song's been stuck in my head for like a week straight, so I kind of just want to get it out.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I do not blame you.
It's very funny to me.
It is a funny song. Moving on to our sorry, give me one sec. Moving on to our FENT players, starting with Nova. How do you feel your practice has been going?
I think it's going good, but I'm honestly not too confident. It's XL and I get nervous pretty easily, so...
Gotcha, yeah, nerves are definitely going to play a very big part in this round, I feel. And finally, moving on to Chase Above Mid, how do you feel about the match? Are you prepared?
I am prepared. We are taking this home. Easy. I'm locked in, probably beaten the level over 20 times, pulled an all-nighter for this. I'm locked.
I like the confidence.
Yep, thank you.
Alright, with all that said, if everyone can refresh the level hitting the update button below the red X. Need to see
It's not time to beat it 20
there
times.
We go. Alright, so on go, I'm going to start the 30-minute timer. 3,
10 times.
2, 1, go. Alright, all these players will be getting deafened real quick. Just gonna give them a second. All
right.
right. So, ruler of everything, our qualifying percentages for this round are 28%, 51%, 78%, and the usual 100%. We have quite a long round here. This is going to be a 30-minute round because this level is over 3 minutes long. Which is definitely going to be an interesting way to start this off. I've also been awake for like nearly 20 hours at this point, so commentating a 30-minute round off the bat here will certainly be interesting.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. But right now, everybody's still kind of at the beginning. Might take a little bit to get to qualifying on this. This kind of gives me a little bit of a throwback to, what was the one level that we had to commentate for the GD World Tournament? It was the first time we had to commentate for something like this. Shinigami, exactly. Where there'd be a lot of moments in there where players were just kind of not in qualifying for like a little while. It made commentating a little bit awkward, but we'll see how it goes.
We also had a long match earlier this tournament, didn't we? I can't remember what level it was.
It was a 20-minute one earlier today. It wasn't a 30-minute. But
Chase's stream spare went out if you want to pull that up again.
1 second. Interesting. There we go. We're back. We're sorted. We do currently see some players in the qualifying range. We see Nanew and Spyrosh both in the qualifying range. A very good start for ST here. And talking of ST, I can quickly talk a little bit about our ST players for this round. So, for Ruler of Everything, we have Nanew. Their hardest is Koareta. They've also beaten levels like Spectrum Cyclone and Requiem. We also have Spyrosh, whose hardest is Sinister Silence. They've also beaten levels like Sonic Wave Infinity, Viper UFO, and Zodiac. So, yeah, very talented players. Sinister Silence is definitely a good hardest to have when doing a match like this, a 3-minute long level. So they should hopefully be quite used to doing long levels. Both players on ST still going at the moment. Actually, both in that 1.5 times multiplier range, on the way to that 2 times multiplier range. Spyrosh does unfortunately die, but that is good points on the board for ST. It does look
especially
like Chase.
With Nanew still going.
Ooh. I was going to say Chase on the way to that qualifying range to get FENT some points. However, they do unfortunately die. Nanew, yeah, is indeed still going. Does make it into that 2 times multiplier range. Could potentially be seeing a first attempt completion here. Could definitely be quite early to say that, considering, yeah, there's only 15%, but that 15% will drag on a bit.
Oh yeah, 100%. I actually do believe this is, oh no, what was that, 87 I believe? That actually was not their first attempt. They have their attempts showing in the bottom right. We just couldn't tell because the mod does not track deaths before 5%.
Gotcha. Right now, we do see Nova on a good run here, getting points on the board for the FENT clan. And they're going to need it because already ST have accumulated enough points to be over a completion. The maximum of points a player can get for beating the level is 250 points. And right now, the point gap is 273 points. So even if one of the players on the FENT clan does beat the level, they're still not going to be able to steal the lead with that.
Nova on quite a good attempt right now.
Yeah, currently in the 60s.
60%.
We also do see Spyrosh in the qualifying percentage as well. Ooh, what was that, a death at 68? I think for Nova. That is good points on the board. Spyrosh is still going, so I would say all eyes on Spyrosh at the moment. Everyone else is kind of early in the level. Spyrosh is getting to that 1.5 times multiplier range. This is going to be really good for ST. We will talk about our FENT players shortly. Just don't want to use that information quite yet.
Yeah, Spyrosh does die. That was at 61, I believe. Very good
unfortunate,
attempt.
but again, that is good points. Does put it back outside of a completion game. And both players for FENT kind of at the beginning here, so again, that is very good for the ST clan. And in fact, on top of that, Nanew back into the qualifying range as well. Oh, and Spyro's doing something in Mega Hack. We'll keep an eye on that.
Hang on their cheats, trust.
Alright, we do see Nova. Ooh, does die at 29, but that is points. Right now,
approaching the
Nanew.
1.5 times
Yeah.
multiplier.
And they do get there. Alright, you want to talk a little bit about our FENT players?
Yeah, sure I can. So starting with Nova, their hardest is time lapse. Do you know where that is on a Riddle? I might want to check that, so I'm not entirely sure.
Time lapse?
Yeah.
That's a list demon.
That's a list demon, bro. I'm so cooked. I'm so off with my list demon knowledge recently. It's 130 on the list, so that is a very impressive artist. They've also beaten levels such as Omega Interface, Untitled Unmastered, and Spectrum Cyclone, and they are the clan leader for FENT Clan. Moving on to Chase above mid, their hardest is Prismatic Haze, and they've also beaten levels such as Stop Breathing and Sweater Weather.
Alright, so that
So
would
definitely
explain...
a very wide range of skill this match.
Yeah, I was going to say, that would explain a little bit about Chase having a bit of a struggle here getting to qualifying. They are definitely on the, lesser experienced side in this round. But again, you got to respect them for actually, putting the effort in here. And it does look like they might just be getting points on the board here.
Yeah.
And they are, so they are getting their first points of the round. We also see Nanew into the qualifying range. We see Spyrosh into the qualifying range as well. Unfortunately, Chase does die. Does get 36 points on the board for the FENT Clan. So as it stands, there's a 324 point gap. ST in the lead.
And ST about to gain even more points with both of their players in the qualifying, both getting close to that 1.5 times multiplier.
This song is actually such a banger. It's true. But are we talking about this song, or are we talking about the Ruler of Everything song? Because there's a bit of a difference.
Nanew with a death at 53. Spyrosh still going.
Yeah, Spyrosh is on a very good attempt here.
Still haven't seen a completion yet this round.
That's true, that is true. However, Spyrosh is currently at 75%. Could potentially be seeing a completion, although again, that 25% is going to drag on quite a bit.
Yeah, we're going to be waiting a little bit.
Oh, they're back into Mega Hack. Interesting.
Chase above mid, also on a very good attempt. This is their best attempt of the round so far. Oh, and they do die right after I say that, unfortunately, but they did get 45 there.
Players should be recording anyway, and I will obviously make sure all that's good, but I highly doubt that they're opening their Mega Hack menu to just turn on no clip or something blatantly in front of all of us. And also, on top of that, Spyrosh does get the completion. That is 250 points to the SD Clan, the first completion of today. It is worth mentioning as well, we said this in the last stream, but for the people that haven't been here since the round of 16, the levels have increased in difficulty quite a bit for the quarterfinals. Generally speaking, Ruler of Everything would have been the hardest level played in the round of 16, whereas it's the easiest level being played today. At least according to the NLW spreadsheet. I know a lot of people mistake this for being done with a Riddle. It is being done with the NLW spreadsheet. Well, actually, there is one other thing I would quickly like to do.
Nanew on a very good attempt right now, and that 1.5 times multiplier range. The only player that's in qualifying right now, actually. And I do die, I believe that was 62%, 63%. So decent points. Especially considering ST is now over 2 completions ahead of FENT.
Oh yeah, the 631 point gap right now. I mean, again, though, there was still like 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a lot of time. Does seem like most people are kind of at the beginning. Chase on a good attempt. In fact, this is this could be potentially Chase's best attempt so far.
Very shortly, I believe their best right now. This round is 45, and they die at 44. It is unfortunate.
Very close.
There's some points on the board, though.
Yeah, no, they've got 125 points on the board. Very respectable. Again, especially when you keep in mind how long this level actually is.
They still have a lot more time to put up even more points, considering we're not
yeah.
even halfway through this round yet.
Yeah, 30-minute rounds do definitely go on a bit. I am very curious why Spyrush constantly opens up the Mega Hack menu.
Yeah. Spyrush approaching Qual. Everyone else still pretty much in the beginning of the level.
Yeah, so all eyes on Spyrush at the moment. They are in the qualifying range, getting more points on the board for ST.
I think something a little funny to mention about Ruler of Everything is this level probably got pulled in 4 or 5 of the round of 16 level pools and never got played. And it got a chance again and finally got played in this match, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of levels that seem to be showing up in the level pools pretty frequently. But they just, I don't know, I guess, to be fair, I feel like there was a few levels that were really wanted, and then they just didn't get picked. Like, even in the, like, they were voted pretty highly, but on the wheel, it just didn't last.
Yeah, what was the one level, like Heaven's Door?
Heaven's Door, I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Everyone wanted that.
It just never happened.
Never got played. Very unfortunate. Spyrush on a very good attempt right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's 70%. Heading towards that 2 times multiplier. It's just like such an interesting match to like commentate, because like the past while I feel like everyone else has just been stuck before the qualifying range. It could take so long to get back there.
Yeah.
Lock in Spyrush.
Definitely.
Don't send us to purgatory of the pre-drop.
Yeah, let someone else get to Qual. Yeah, I'm definitely, from a player perspective, I'm not a fan of playing XLs and these types of things. It's just, I don't know. It feels like a drag trying to get to Qual every time, and if you die right before Qual, it's like, oh, I just wasted like the past 30 seconds.
Yeah. This could be a completion for Spyrush. Currently at 97%.
Second completion of the round.
And there we go. That is another completion. Opening up the Mega Hack menu again, of course. They don't seem to be doing anything in there. I think I could see their like cursor moving over like everything. They don't seem to actually be doing anything.
That's funny.
Again, I'll definitely, you know, investigate that a little bit, but I just don't think it's anything to be that concerned about. But I do agree with Genesis in the chat. What could Spyrush possibly be looking for? We'll never know. Maybe we could ask. Maybe that's a great post-match question.
That is a great post-match question. Did they go again? What are they doing? Anyways, we might be seeing 2 players in qualifying very shortly with both Nanew and Nova. And they do both reach it.
Yeah, there we go. We got some qualifying runs. And Spyro's not too far away from the qualifying. Probably about to open the Mega Hack menu mid-attempt.
And will you believe it? We are halfway through the match.
Yeah, there we
through
go.
the round, sorry.
Halfway through the match.
Nova does die. Nanew's still on a very good attempt, approaching the 1.5 times multiplier.
Just gonna
He died right before it at 50%. That is unfortunate.
Oof.
Though ST is now nearly 3 completions ahead, with the points they will be getting from Spyro here, that will push them to over 3 completions ahead.
Okay, just wanted to quickly check something. I am back to locking in on what's happening on the screen here. We do see... Oh yeah, so Spyro's on a very good attempt. Everyone else kind of in the beginning. Again, current standings are 1,255 points to ST. That puts them 734 points ahead of the FENT clan. And Spyro is also about to accumulate even more points for ST. I do believe Spyro is the only person to have beaten the level. Or at least like to have beaten it in the round.
Yeah, they are. So they have 2 completions.
Yeah, and
else
they
is
have
at
2.
0.
Oh, Spyro's got the Mega Hack menu out.
Just don't know what they could possibly be doing, because they do it at the same percentage.
They could just be trolling. I'm not gonna lie.
They could, which would be hilarious.
90%. Unfortunate. Is it respawn time? Is that what I'm seeing in the chat? There's no way like you would be looking for respawn time like this actively. Like I would have just gave up by now and just like committed. There's no way you would continue to keep searching for it.
Nova on a very good attempt right now. They do reach the 1.5.
Searching.
What are they doing? Maybe they are.
This is one of the most interesting performances I've watched.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it seems like every time they're in an auto section, they just start looking for that respawn time mod.
The Mega Hack frame buffer, I know that trick. So true, so true.
That's forbidden tech.
Alright, Nanew currently in the qualifying. Everybody else at the beginning, so all eyes on Nanew. Oh, there's our Mega Hack menu. It's back. It's never gonna get old.
Nanew approaching that second qual. Getting even more points for ST, with them already being over 3 completions ahead. It's looking really bad for FENT at this point.
Yeah. I mean, 830 point gap, especially when it takes like over 3 minutes just to get a completion.
Yeah, it's not great.
Alright, we see Nova getting into that qualifying range. There's going to be more points on the board for the FENT clan. This is going to be the start of their comeback. Trust! And the Mega Hack menu is back for Spyro. I am very curious to see what they say.
Yeah, definitely. What if we phrase it like we thought they're actually hacking? Just scare them. So what do you think all that was about during the match? A little suspicious, don't you think? Anyways, Nova ties at 59.
Right as you say, Nova.
Yeah.
Spyrosh is going at 40%. We see Nanew in the qualifying. And Chase also getting back into the qualifying as well.
This might be the most qualifying attempts we've seen at the same time so far.
A lot of simultaneous qualifying runs here. And Chase does unfortunately die. Both ST players still going. Looks like Nanew gets into that 1.5 times multiplier range. Spyrosh on the way to that 2 times multiplier range. And Spyrosh gets to the 2 times multiplier. Nova getting into the qualifying. Alright, can Spyrosh get yet another completion here? And I believe they are still the only person to have actually beaten the level during the round. They have done it more than once.
That is true, yeah. They have 2 completions during the round. They also had a 90 death earlier, which they did pass 90.
Okay, at 95%, can they do the completion? There we go, that is another completion with the Mega Hack menu out. It's 250 points to ST. That opens the point gap to over 1,000 points now. With only 7 minutes remaining, pretty sure there's just no way. It was respawn time. Chat is freaking out right now. I think Spyro might have found respawn time.
No way. It finally happened.
Nanew is still going here on a qualifying run on the way to that 1.5 times multiplier. These 30-minute rounds, man, they do go on.
They sure do.
There's a lot of people being suspicious. Or feeling suspicious about the Mega Hack menu. Don't worry. We'll look at it. But I generally just think it would be insane. If you're gonna cheat, that would be like the most blatantly obvious way you could possibly cheat.
A Jesse Gaming in question. Anyways, Nanew on a very good attempt right now in the 1.5 times multiplier range, approaching the 2 times multiplier range. And they do reach it. It's going to be another very high scoring attempt for ST.
Why
Could
didn't
actually
they search
be...
it? That's a great question, honestly.
That is a good question. This could be Nanew's first completion of the round.
That's true. This could
They
be...
did die on 89 earlier, though. Actually, I believe their first attempt of the round was 89%, which is kind of insane.
Typed fast respawn. I see.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, Nanew really getting close here. 95%, 96%. Just those last triples remaining. And there we go. That is a completion for Nanew. Their first one of the round. It's another 250 points to ST. Yeah, it's a pretty big point gap.
Yeah, it is impossible. What?
I think it's impossible.
It is, yeah. It is impossible at this point for FENT to make a comeback for this first round, though. Of course, we have 2 more rounds after this. They can definitely pop off.
We do see Nova really far here, though. This could be another completion. It could be FENT's first completion.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, they're at 90%. And Chase also into the qualifying range. Come on, Nova, get that completion. Just the triples. And they died of the triples! No!
That is
That's
so sad.
unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Even if at this point it's not really possible for FENT to get the win in this round, I feel like it would have just been good for them to walk away with a completion in the round, but it is what it is. It happened. It's unfortunate.
Spyro on another really good attempt on the 2x multiplier.
Yeah, that is very true. Both players for ST above 1,000 points each.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's
and
super
in fact,
impressive.
Spyro has more points in the FENT clan's combined score at the moment, which is very impressive.
Nanew is not far behind either, though Spyro is possibly about to get a 4th completion. Yeah, this would be their 4th completion of the round.
Alright, no more dying at the triples. There we go. That is another completion for Spyro for the 4th time. See Nanew in the qualifying percentage right now. What's Spyro's hardest? It would be... Let me quickly pull that back up. Oh yeah, Sinister Silence. That's right. They have quite the ideal hardest for this level.
Yeah, that checks out with their consistency here.
A lot of people are saying Viper and UFO. I'm pretty sure Sinister Silence is higher. They might find it harder, though. Sin equals hacks.
Apparently Nanew is the only player in the qualifying.
Spyro's getting MVP while searching for respawn time the entire time as Aura.
That is Aura. Definitely.
Nanew currently on the way to that 2x multiplier range. Yeah, all eyes on Nanew at the moment. Everyone else is kind of just at the beginning right now. Nanew looking to get a potential completion. Can they do it? We also do have less than a minute left on the timer. Players do get to finish their final attempts, and the timer hits 0. And Nanew gets a completion and has time to start another attempt. That puts the point gap up to 1,503 points.
That is insane.
20 seconds left on the timer.
Both ST players having more points on their own than... Well, actually, no, that's a lie now.
All right.
Anyways.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And everyone is officially on their final attempts.
We might be sitting here for a little bit.
Yeah, we could be sitting here for a bit. If someone gets like a completion on their final attempt and everyone's at the beginning right now, then we're sitting here for another 3 minutes.
Just gotta soak in that ruler of everything experience.
Oh, Chase does die. Chase is officially done. So Chase can
Chase
stop
is
playing.
finished.
Alright.
Man, everyone really had to be right at the beginning of the level.
Yeah. Someone's gonna get a completion here. I'm just calling it. I just feel it.
Right.
We're gonna be sitting here for the full 3 minutes.
Oh, exciting.
Oh, Nova does
Ooh, and
die.
that's
So that
Nova
does
is
mean...
just the ST players.
Yep. And both of them are still going. As if they need these points.
A double completion on the final attempt would be insane.
That would be. Bring out the Mega Hack menu one final time. We're still seeing a completion here.
Yeah, probably. Just based on the consistency that these two have had so far, I would say it's quite likely.
Yeah.
Nanew and the 2x multiplier. Spyrush not far behind at all.
Ooh, Spyrush
Spyrush does die.
So Spyrush can stop playing. Nanew going for that final completion here.
This would be 2 in a row for them, I believe. Unless we missed a very early on death.
Oh, they died at
They
89.
died at 89.
Alright, so that does bring us to the end of this round. I'm going to talk to these players. In fact, I'll announce the current standings. So, ST with 3,031 points. FENT with 1,344 points. Meaning ST does take the win for this first round. Nanew, how are you feeling about your performance?
Sorry, I have them still muted. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Well, I think y'all could see that the beginning was a bit bad for me. Didn't pass like that spider, but in the end I clutched up. I wish that came earlier, but I'm happy.
Yeah, great performance. I mean, 1,452 points on a level that's this long. That's great. Very, very good performance. Moving over to Spyrush, how do you feel about your performance?
I feel that was fucking insane. I fucking killed that shit. Dude, we fucking killed that shit. That was crazy.
That's
I was
awesome.
not expecting to beat it more than like once or twice because I was so nervous. I beat it like 4 times. Also, I kept looking through Mega Hack to find the fucking respawn time because I forgot to turn it on, and I was like, "Fuck, these are long ass respawn times are like fucking me up."
That's
so
really
bad about
funny.
that.
That was definitely quite
That's crazy though.
quite a. Everyone was paying attention to that. Let's just say that. You did MVP.
Dude, I couldn't find it. I was like, "What is it called?" I thought it was like fast respawn something. It's just called respawn time.
Yeah, the
Like,
chat
what
was
the
saying it
fuck,
the whole
man?
time. It was very funny.
No, I wasn't looking for. I was just looking for respawn time because I forgot to turn it on.
That's very funny. Okay, moving
It's
over
green.
to...
It's green. The G indicator's green. Okay.
Moving over to
It's
the FENT
chill.
clan. Nova, how are we feeling about your performance?
Not that great. I mean, I wouldn't have felt too bad if I got that completion, but I had to die at 97 like a
Oh
moron.
yeah,
so,
right at those triple
yeah.
spikes, we did see that. That is very, very unfortunate.
I didn't really have high hopes, so you know.
Completely fair. So moving over to Chase above mid, how are we feeling about your performance?
Honestly, I felt great. To be honest, you know, I did my best. New hardest for me. 40% curse killed me about 40 times, But I feel like I played great.
Yeah, for a new hardest, 473 points is very, very respectable.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you all for the close game, but yeah, we all tried our best here, all right?
It's really close, yeah.
Alright, and that does bring us to the end of this round. We're going to be going on a 5-minute break time. We'll be back after that, so yeah, we'll be back. And we are back. So, going over to our main event screen here. Let me make sure this isn't playing. We have AlphaBot representing the ST clan. We have Aless, we have Saranghei, we have KatSharky, and It's F's in the chat. It should actually say that. Yeah, it does say FsInChat on the overlay. I do apologize about that. I just realized that right now. I forgot to change it on the overlay. I did fix it on the announcement graphic. My bad. Anyway, getting into these player interviews. Aless, how are you feeling about AlphaBot and just your practice?
With my practice, I feel like this level is very consistent. It's a good level for a tournament like this. I actually just really like it, and I will probably do well. Hopefully, I do well. That'd be good. I just ate dinner while I was waiting for a ruler of everything to be done.
Gotcha. Well, best of luck. It is nice to hear that somebody's enjoying one of these levels for a change. Most of the time, people don't seem to like these levels, but moving over to, I believe it's Saranghei. How is AlphaBot going, and how are you feeling about the match?
It's all right. I tend to screw up the ending a lot, so I'm just hoping I don't get snubbed out of like a billion completions because of that last ball.
Gotcha. Okay, well, best of luck. Hopefully you can keep passing that ending when you get there. Moving over to the FENT clan. KatSharky, how are you feeling about AlphaBot and the match?
Well, at first, like right now, I'm pretty nervous because this is my first GD tournament related thing, and also this level is kind of bad, low key. I don't like it, but it's whatever because I've rebeaten it like quite a bit of time, so I should be okay.
Gotcha. Well, best of luck. Moving over to F's in the chat. My bad again. How are you feeling about the match?
So I went into this level thinking it was going to be straight dog water. I thought it was going to be terrible and awful, no good. When I saw that memory part at 70 for the first time, oh my goodness, let me tell you, I was so scared to play this level. And then I slept for a night, and then it was the freest, most easy thing ever. I still die to it sometimes because you literally can't see some of the clicks you have to do. But yeah, no, this level's pretty good. I am fully expecting to die to 29 every other time, so hopefully that doesn't destroy me. But hopefully, like, if it destroys me, like, I know I've talked earlier today with the other team, and it's bad for everyone. No one likes 29, so hopefully we get luckier with 29 than the other team.
Alright, well, again, best of luck. If everyone can refresh the level, hitting the update button below the red X. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to do the usual countdown on go. We'll start the 15-minute timer. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my
Alright, so players will be getting server deafened. This is actually a 15-minute round compared to the last one. Qualifying percentages are 34, 51, 74, and 100. And before these players start getting on good attempts, I'm going to talk a little bit about our ST players. So we see Aless in the top right. Their hardest is Silent Club Step. They've also beaten Limbo, Solar Flare, and Sonic Wave Infinity. Very, very skilled player. And we also have Alex in the bottom left. Or actually, Saranghei, my bad. I could have written down differently on here. Their hardest is Hard Machine. They've also beaten levels like Rust and Bloodlust. I just have a Mega Ampharos there. Is that just normally in the level like that? I feel like I've never noticed that.
I think so.
That's crazy.
Oh. Aless and Saranghei already on very good attempts.
Aless, you're right. I did this last time, didn't I?
What?
No, last time I was pronouncing this name wrong as well. It's my bad. I'm throwing right now. I got the name for F's in the chat wrong on the overlay, and I'm pronouncing this name wrong. Aless, get it in your head. We see Saranghei on a very good attempt here, currently at 80%. Could be seeing a completion already. Can they do it? And there we go. That's a completion on the board for ST already. That puts them 332 points ahead of the FENT clan. And again, because they won the first round, do keep in mind, if they win this round, that just solidifies their spot in the semifinals, which will mean they will be going against Void, a very, very powerful team. They managed to clean sweep their opponents successfully in the round of 16 and in the quarterfinals. However, I believe ST would be doing the same thing if they win this. If they clean sweep here anyway. They did clean sweep in the round of 16 is what I should say.
That is true, that is true. Yeah, ST getting a bit of an early lead, but really not by much. We're still under a completion.
But it is worth mentioning, Aless is currently at 67%.
FsInChat also on a very good attempt, reaching the 1.5 times multiplier.
Yeah, and Aless reaches that 2 times multiplier. So they're getting a lot of points right now. FsInChat does die. Aless is still going.
Could be a second completion for ST.
Ooh.
Oh, and they die in that ship. That looked like a rough death. That looked very unfortunate.
Yeah. But it's good points. And actually, we're already at 11 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. This is half the match length of the previous level. Ruler of everything. It's going to be a nice change of pace here.
Definitely. I could not agree more.
And whenever you're ready, we could talk a little bit about our FENT players.
Yeah, sure. So starting with KatSharky, their hardest is Fragile, and they've also beaten levels such as Koaretta and Spectrum Cyclone. I can only guess that their completion of Koa and Fragile are somewhat related.
Yeah.
Moving on to F's in the chat, their hardest is Solar Flare, which is crazy hardest, and they've also beaten stuff such as Swy, the Golden, and Cold Sweat. Some very hard completions there. I have a feeling this could
Wave
be
player.
quite the close.
They also have 88 on Firework, apparently. Interesting.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is a bit of a wave player top 4 right there.
Talking to Firework! The Firework song has just decided to play, so there we go.
Oh right, I summoned it.
F's in the chat on a very good attempt here at 65%, on the way to that 2 times multiplier. Which actually, it's still inside of a completion game, so this attempt is quite important for the FENT clan. However, Aless and FsInChat are both on very good attempts here for ST. F's in the chat looking to maybe get a completion, though. I mean, apparently this ending is a chokeable. We have seen a death here already.
Yeah, we've already seen, just from Aless alone, we've seen a death at 80 and 88.
But F's in the chat does get a completion. That is 250 points to the FENT clan. So actually, for now, they're back into the lead by 2 points, but both players for ST are on very good attempts. Aless does beat it. FsInChat died really close to the end there, I believe.
There's a death at 83.
So now they went from being in the lead to a 414 point gap being behind.
That is unfortunate, though. KatSharky's on a pretty good attempt right now, approaching the 1.5 times multiplier.
Oh, they died 1% before it.
Oh no, that is so unfortunate.
Oh, and I'd see F's in the chat dying to 29%. I know they were talking about that 29% being a bit of a choke point. It was kind of saying that that would be the decider whether or not they get to the qualifying. Aless does get a death there, but that was points on the board. Both players for the FENT clan looking to get into the qualifying. F's in the chat does unfortunately die.
KatSharky with a death at 42. It has been a bit since either of the SC players did get a good qualifying attempt here, and it's given the FENT clan a little bit of time to close the gap, but despite that, Aless is already on another qualifying attempt, trying to push that gap even further.
F's in the chat making it very close and probably making it into the qualifying here, though, to try keep up. Yeah, Aless is on a very good attempt, though. F's in the chat still going, trying to make sure that they don't pull away. Honestly, I feel like any death from F's in the chat here could be pretty detrimental to the outcome. They really got to make sure,
100%.
as long as Aless is still alive in this attempt, they got to make sure they're still going. Because it does look like Aless is probably going to get a completion here.
And F's in the chat does die.
And F's in the chat does die.
That is really unfortunate.
Yeah, that was probably worst, not worst possible outcome for FENT, considering they at least got a good attempt, but seeing Aless get the completion and F's in the chat dying so close to the completion, that is definitely points lost. But hey, it's still a 413 point gap. It sounds like a lot, but it's definitely in a position where they still can take the lead back.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially because the ST players are still performing really well, but they are slowing down a bit. F's in the chat got that mega hack menu strategy.
The forbidden strategy, bro. They don't tell you about it.
Seems like, ooh, KatSharky does die and Aless does continue to go on this attempt.
This could be pretty bad for FENT here.
F's in the chat in that, or about to be in that qualifying range at the very least. Yeah, there they go. But it does look like Saranghai is also getting into the qualifying now. Yeah, this is definitely very good for ST. Well, Saranghai does die, but Aless is still going. There we go. That is another completion.
Puts ST over 2 completions ahead of FENT.
With 5 minutes remaining, it's looking pretty rough here. Again, keeping in mind, if ST can win this round, they are solidifying their spot in the semifinals. It's just at that point, can they go for the clean sweep?
KatSharky on a very good attempt.
Yeah, definitely. I was just about to point that out. So they might be getting into that 2 times multiplier here. And they do. I don't believe they've had a completion yet, so if they can get it,
they have not, and this is their best attempt of the round.
In fact, both players right now for FENT are on very good attempts.
This could be huge for them.
Oh, and Saranghai does die as well. I mean, I don't know how
it possible. It's definitely possible.
And KatSharky gets the completion. All I'm saying is the things that FENT need to happen right now are happening.
Definitely. Though Aless is on another very good attempt, which is not great for FENT.
Oh, oh. Yeah, F's in the chat did die there. Closing the point gap down to 255. That's very unfortunate because it's just outside of a completion. However, Aless, if gets a completion here, is going to make this very tricky for them. And Saranghai also in the qualifying range, getting even more points. Aless does look to be getting a completion here, and they do. That's going to open up that point gap quite significantly, up to 505 points.
We would have to see some crazy consistency from the FENT players to make a comeback here.
Not only that, but we would need to see the ST players slow down their momentum.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, FsInChat on a
this.
very good attempt, though.
That is true. I did miss this earlier, but Aless, I believe, got a back-to-back completion. Very impressive.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, FsInChat dies.
So rough.
Point gap is at 440. The thing is, Aless is on another good attempt. I'm not sure how possible it is for the FENT clan here. I mean, again, well, when you come for Aless's attempt,
beat it on this attempt and then both beat it the next attempt, it would be possible, but I just don't see that happening. Though everyone has gotten a completion this round, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, that is good. Especially considering how hard a level like this is.
Oh yeah. This is our very hard tier, correct?
Yeah.
Just over a minute remains. Serenhay on a very good attempt. F's in the chat.
Yeah, on a very good attempt as well.
1.5 times multiplier.
Ooh, does die. Alright, we got 1 minute remaining on the timer here.
I do believe it is now impossible for FENT to make the comeback, unfortunately. Very close round, though.
Yeah. Had things played out just a little bit differently, FENT definitely could have been taking it here, but it is what it is. It happens. The ST team are just performing really, really well. At 20 seconds remaining. Players are about to be on their final attempts. I do see some pretty good attempts happening right now, though. FsInChat does die. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And everyone is on their final attempts now.
Aless on a insane attempt right now. In the
Could be
2
ending
times
off with a
multiplier.
completion. Oh, Serenhay does die. Serenhay is done. FsInChat does die. Both of them are done. Aless is definitely looking to be getting a completion here. And they do. So they ended off with a completion. It's just KatSharky left at the moment.
Emily also on a pretty good attempt.
Yeah, definitely.
Could be seeing another last attempt completion.
This memory part looks interesting.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
We got FsInChat spamming the mega hack menu. Ooh,
KatSharky dies.
So that brings us
That is
to
it.
the end of the round. Gonna let FoxDemix talk to these players and announce the current standings.
So, as for our current standings, ST with 2,777 points and FENT with 2,074, meaning that ST does win the match, though of course we will be playing the next round out of respect for the practice that the players have put in. Moving on to the player interviews, starting with Aless. How do you feel about your performance today?
I honestly can't believe I didn't die to 29 a single time. Like, I actually played way better than I was expecting. I think that was my best performance without counting practice. So that's pretty
Hey, you
good.
got
I feel like I'm
5
satisfied with how I
completions.
did.
It was very
Yeah.
impressive. Actually, I think
But I do-
overall we didn't see too many 29 dots.
Ah, I see. Okay, yeah.
All right, moving on to Saranghae. How do you feel about your performance?
Oh, that completion at the beginning just made my nerves even worse, and I couldn't pass the beginning for so long. I definitely could have done better, but I just I just kept dying at the end. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm very glad that Aless carried.
You still did
I don't
very
think I
well. You got
carried.
nearly 1,000 points.
Yeah, just under
And-
1,000.
Yeah. And moving on to KatSharky, how do you feel about your performance today?
I could not control my nerves for the life of me. Oh my fucking god! I was trying to like tell myself it's just like a game, and then I couldn't control my hands. Like, oh my god, playing in front of people is so much more like nerve wracking than like just playing by yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely.
By myself, I was so much more fine. Like I would be able to repeat it like every like 4 attempts, and then this tournament, oh my god, that was so bad. Oh well.
I still think you did very good regardless, especially considering this is your first tournament like this, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very impressive. Moving on to F's in the chat. How do you feel about your performance today?
See, I didn't die to 29 as much as I thought I would. I'm pretty glad about that. That last swing copter, like near the end of the level, kind of fucked me up. Like, I think I died there 3 times in that 15-minute span, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah,
glad I
it looks
did
like
at least beat the level. Kevin was telling me like, oh, I don't see how anyone could beat the level, but while I was playing, I would see in my peripherals onto my right, like I saw a lot of sheep, man. That was making me nervous, like because I got the stream on my right monitor here. And you know how it is, the other team is on the left, so like I'm more like prone to seeing their completion, so I'm seeing sheep, and I'm like thinking, how are you getting so many sheep? Like stop, like just own a ranch already. But I did pretty good, I think. I beat the level, I did pretty good. I don't know what Chase is talking about. Fs did not sell. Chase sold. But I had fun, it was good. And I did pretty good. I didn't get lapped like the last round, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you did very well.
All right, and that does bring us to the end of this round. We will be taking a 5-minute break, and we'll be back for Athantos in 5 minutes, our final round of today. We'll be back. And we are back again for our final round. Here we are for Athantos representing the ST clan. We have Martina, we have Technical. For the FENT clan, we have Melih, and we have Eyeballin. So, Martino currently had a good run. There we go. That's what I'm gonna say. How are you feeling about Athantos and the match?
Feeling a bit scared. I didn't get a chance to play it all that much because of some complications, but I think I could still do pretty well.
All right. Well, best of luck. Technical, how are you feeling about Athantos in the match today?
I'm feeling pretty good overall. I was a little worried when the match time came up. Like, I was available, obviously, but I worked at 8:30 this morning, so I had to make sure I got, like, plenty of sleep last night to make sure I wasn't going to be, like, super sleep deprived. But overall, I feel good. I've beaten the level 34 times before this, so I feel very, very prepared overall. So hopefully I actually, like, follow through with that.
All right, well, best of luck. Moving over to the FENT clan. Melih, how are you feeling about Athantos?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, the first completion was kind of hell to get, but, you know, we pushed through it. And, I mean, because we already lost, you know, more pressure is, you know, gone from us.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Just push through and maybe win this to make the score look good, at least.
All right, well, best of luck. And finally, Eyeballin, how are you feeling about Athantos?
I'm excited for it. I don't think I'll do that bad, but last match I played, my big problem was the nerves. I had my heart rate monitor on, and my heart reached 202 heart rate, which is a little concerning. So I just need to lock it on the nerves. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Gotcha, yeah, that's a crazy high heart rate. All right, well, if everyone can refresh the level, hitting the update button. Awesome. Okay, we're going to do the usual countdown. We'll start that 15-minute timer. So 3, 2, 1, go. 15-minute timer started. The players will be getting deafened. And like usual, I'm going to try and get some player info in here before they are already getting on good attempts. So, starting off with Martino, their hardest is Instinct, and that is the Crazy Man 51. They've also beaten levels like Crimson Planet, Rust, and Frozen Cave. So very impressive artists. And then we have Technical, which I'm sure most people already know. Technical's hardest is Acheron. Also beaten levels like Slaughterhouse, Limbo, Solar Flare, and Edge of Destiny. They're also the verifier of levels like Zodiac, Ragnarok, Sigma, Ouroboros, Gamma, Cybernetic Crescent, and a billion other levels. They also hold the world record for Rainbow Road and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So, yeah, that's our information for the ST players. Already, we do see some players on good attempts. I see, actually, right now, the FENT players are on very good attempts. Both of them, ooh, we do see Eyeballin dying to 69%. Melih is still going, though, looking to get a completion here right away.
This would be their first attempt, I believe.
Yeah, that's a first attempt completion for Melih. Technical also on a good attempt now. Could potentially be getting a completion as well. Ooh, dies to the wave, though. Really good attempt, though. Alright. So qualifying percentages for this should clarify. 33%, 53%, and 74%. So already FENT are currently in the lead this time. But you never know how long it will last. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if FENT can get at least one clan score on the board before the end of this match.
So ST have already solidified their spot in the semifinals. They'll be going against Void. And like said previously, Void is a very powerful team. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing that matchup because ST and Void have been two of the, I guess, most like favored teams to win this. So seeing them go against each other is definitely going to be a very interesting match. But for now, let's lock in on this. We do see Melih on another good attempt. Melih seems to have really good consistency here. Ooh, does get an unfortunate death. My music has once again decided to just stop. There we go.
Eyeballin approaching that 1.5 times multiplier. This is a very
There we
fast-paced round so far. Every player has gotten pretty far. Though
Athantos.
Melih is the only player with a completion so far this round.
Athantos is an interesting level for this. It's actually like amongst all like the old like classic extremes, and when I say classic, I don't mean like classic against platformer. I mean like classic as in like they are classic levels. It's like one of the few that I really just can't bring myself to beat. So I definitely wouldn't feel great about playing this in a tournament. Looks like Technical does get a completion here. It's just got so much jank.
Yeah, it really does. Though I think this might be one of the most popular levels we've had played for the GDC
definitely.
so far.
We've had things like Idols, Thanatos, probably maybe the two. Well, down bass as well, right? We had down bass earlier today.
Yeah, that's true. I would say down bass and this level are around the same popularity, I would say.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. We see Eyeballin currently in the 60s. It's a really close match, actually. It's only a 134-point difference.
Melih on another very good attempt.
Yeah, Melih has just got crazy consistency. Definitely be going for the completion here.
This would be their second completion of the round.
And I think at this point it's pretty safe to say they got it. There we go. It's another completion for the FENT clan. That does push it outside of a completion game in their favor. Technical, though, currently at 75%, trying to close that gap. And then Martino not too far behind.
Eyeballin also on a very good attempt.
So this is supposed to be the hardest level today, but they are really consistent at this. Technical gets the completion. Martino did die, didn't quite catch aware, but it was definitely points on the board.
6-point game.
It's 6 points. Okay, 190 points. There we go. But it still was in a completion game. See Melih on another good attempt here.
Martino not too far behind. Martino does die.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be huge for FENT if Melih gets the completion.
Which is looking... Ooh!
Oh my goodness.
That was probably like the last possible gap they were going to realistically die to. That was a crazy death. It's a very unfortunate death. Technical taking this chance to hopefully get the completion here for ST. And it looks like... Yeah, okay, so he's got the completion here. That's actually quite big for ST, considering the position that FENT were just in. Yeah, see, now it's only a 32-point gap. Eyeballin on a good attempt. Martino not too far behind. Trying to cancel it out. This is definitely the closest run we've seen today.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Up to a 182-point gap, but Martino did just die, closing it back down to a 72-point gap. Melih is still going, though. It seems right now that the way this is going is FENT has just managed to get the lead quickly, and now they're just holding that lead, but just barely.
Yeah, this is an insanely close match.
It looks like Melih does get a completion here.
I do actually want to talk about our FENT players a little bit, starting with Melih. Hardest completion is in this, which I believe that just got raised today. So that's very impressive. They've also beaten levels such as Radovant, Cognition, and Frozen Cave. And our second player for the FENT clan is Eyeballin with the hardest of Cold Sweat, and they've also beaten levels such as Cognition, Rust, and No Jokes.
Cognition and Rust being a common theme today.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We see
Also be
Eyeballin
expected.
and Martino on very good attempts here. Yeah, it looks like they're both going to get the completion and just cancel it out for each other.
This is an insanely high scoring match.
Yeah. Technical getting on a really good attempt here as well.
We're only just over halfway through, and both teams have around 2,000 points.
Ooh, a
Will
death
we
from
see either of them
Technical.
reach 4K?
It's a 14-point gap right now.
Oh my goodness. And Melih on another crazy attempt in that 2x multiplier.
Martino does die. I think that's temporarily going to give ST the lead, but they're just about to lose it again because both players in the FENT clan are on good attempts.
This could actually be huge for the FENT clan here if Eyeballin can also pick up completion.
Definitely. That is a completion for Melih. Eyeballin does die though. That's big for ST.
Do you think this is the biggest point gap we've seen all round?
376 points. Ooh, Martino does die again, but it is points on the board. Technical on a good attempt here. Trying to close that gap. A completion would be really big for ST right now. Can he do it? There we go. That is a completion from Technical. That is a very well-needed completion. I'm just going to close the gap down a bit, down to a 122-point gap. But Melih also about to get a completion here and just completely cancel that out. Yep, gets the completion. And Eyeballin is also on a pretty good attempt.
It's looking like Fenton might start pulling away here.
Still 334. Well, Eyeballin on this attempt here. It's definitely possible they start doing that.
Gonna open it up to a 2 completion game.
Yep, and Eyeballin gets the completion. With only just over 4 minutes remaining, it's going to be pretty hard for ST to get the win in this round. But, again, ultimately ST has already won the match. So I guess they don't have too much to be worried about here.
Though this does mean that Void will remain the only team with a clean sweep thus far.
That is true. And if I were ST, I'd be making sure to practice a lot for this next their next match. Void vs ST is going to be a crazy match.
Technical, the only player on a far attempt right now. This could actually be pretty good for ST, considering both FENT players have been stuck at the beginning for a little bit. It's definitely possible for them to make a comeback here.
Technical gonna get that completion. I feel like at this point, you generally... Yeah, there we go. Technical does get the completion. It closes it down to a 402-point gap, but both FENT players are starting to get back further into the qualifying here. Martino is in a good position as well, though. Melih does die, and Eyeballin dies as well.
All 3 players just died at nearly the exact same percent.
It's just outside of a 2 completion game with 2 minutes 25 seconds remaining. I mean, Technical is currently at 45. If he could do some sort of like back-to-back shenanigans and Martino could do something similar, or at least get a completion. I mean, it would definitely be possible, but not
It's
the
not
most likely.
with
Yeah.
both FENT players being as consistent as they are.
And they're also both in the qualifying range right now, looking to get into that 1.5 times multiplier. It's looking very good for FENT in this round. Yeah, we might be seeing a double completion.
I think that would firmly secure FENT's victory
And
for this round.
there it is. That is a double completion from both FENT players. Yeah, at this point, it's a minute 22 seconds remaining, and the point gap now being up to 755. I think it's pretty safe to say FENT is going to walk away with at least a point on the board. A very respectable.
And on the hardest level of the match as well. They may actually reach 4,000 points, which is super impressive. We do not see that very often.
Oh yeah, they're just below it.
Martino on a very good attempt. Same with technical. All players in the qualifying, actually.
Is Martino going to get the completion? It looks like it. There we go. Only 24 seconds remaining now. Does Melih have time to beat it here and then get another attempt going?
Ooh, that is a good question.
This looks like it's going to be a double completion again. Eyeballin gets the completion. And Melih gets the completion. Eyeballin does have time to start another attempt. Melih just gets that other attempt in. It's officially hit 0. Everyone is on their final attempts.
Are we going to see any more completions? If either Melih or Eyeballin gets a completion on this final attempt, that will be Athantos is dead.
Ooh, technical dies. Technical is done. Technical can stop playing.
All other players still going.
Would this be a double is dead?
This would, if the FENT clan can pull this off.
A double is dead would be insane. Ooh, Eyeballin does die though.
Unfortunate.
Eyeballin is done. Martino's still going. And Melih doesn't get the is dead either. Does look like Martino might be ending it off and does end it off with a completion. And that brings us to the end of today's event. I'm going to let Fox Demix announce the standings in this final round.
All right, so for ST, we had a score of 3,945, and FENT with a score of 4,635. That might actually be the highest scoring round a team has ever done, so that was very, very impressive. We'll move on to the interview, starting with Martino. How do you feel about your performance on Athantos?
I feel like I did pretty good. I was struggling at the beginning. I was really nervous, but I think I did pretty good for the amount of time I got to play.
Yeah, no, you did very well. You got 3 completions. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Moving on to technical, how do you feel about your performance today?
You know, I feel like I did fine. I definitely could have done like significantly better in my opinion. I was kind of disappointed by how much I was dying like in the 70s and 80s. I had so many deaths in that area. I feel like if I just clutch out a couple of those completions, like I feel like I can score so much higher, but I can't be like too upset with how I played, seeing how the FENT clan played. They seem to have played extremely well. So I can't be that upset.
Yeah, I mean, multiple people in this round scored over 2,000 points, which is just insanely impressive. Moving on to Melih, how do you feel about your performance?
You know, I'm actually really happy with this performance. Except the fact that it took me like 6 minutes to get used to the nerves. which kind of took too long. And I also died at 93. It was like one click before the finish.
Yeah, we saw that in the ship. That was really tragic.
I was like so shocked, and I also like spiked my heart rate as well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, and moving on to Eyeballin. How do you feel about your performance today?
I had the same thing. I was really nervous at the start. One of my very first attempts, I died to the last ship as well. Like literally the last pixel of the last ship. Oh my god, I was so mad about that. But I calmed down a lot more in the second half, and I got a lot more completions. So
yeah, you got a lot of completions towards the end.
All right, so that does bring us to the end of our event today. That does mean ST will be moving on to the semifinals against Ice. FENT will unfortunately be getting disqualified from the tournament, or eliminated,
against
I should
Void,
say.
You mean?
Oh, did I say? My bad. Void.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm tired. Anyway, best of luck to ST, and we will be ending the stream here. So thank you everyone for joining. Again, thank you to all the players for actually putting the practice in and putting on a good show here. And we'll be back next week for the other two quarterfinal matches. So yeah, thanks for stopping by and goodbye.